Residents of the Buckeye State absolutely love birds, with Ohio having an outsized impact by ranking as the state with the 8th most eBird checklists in the country. New birdwatchers are constantly fledging in Ohio, and these individuals will certainly want to get to know the birds that call their state home. With these folks in mind, I've created this video to introduce you to 20 of the most common birds in Ohio. Whether you're new to birdwatching or simply visiting the wonderful state of Ohio, this video will display 20 birds you can expect to see when birding in Ohio. Let's get started. Let's kick this video of the common birds of Ohio off with the most frequently observed bird in the state, the stunning northern cardinal. That's right, if you find yourself in Ohio, seeing a cardinal is almost a guarantee, as these songbirds are reported on more than 58% of all eBird checklists. Northern cardinals are present in Ohio year-round, and the red males and brown females love to visit bird feeders that offer their favorite seeds. Now for another red bird, the turkey vulture. Turkey vultures are the most common raptors in Ohio, being observed on about a quarter of all eBird checklists. Most turkey vultures vacate northern Ohio in the winter, but small numbers persist in the southern third of the state, where they do the thankless job of cleaning up roadkill that may otherwise spread diseases. European starlings are a bird that every Ohioan has likely observed, but these small dark birds are easy to overlook. As their name suggests, they are not native to Ohio, instead being an invasive species that has come to flourish here. European starlings frequently outcompete native birds for nesting spots in places like birdhouses or tree cavities, and they antagonize other birds at feeders when they stop by. Like European starlings, house sparrows are an invasive bird species that has become prosperous in Ohio. House sparrows gather into large groups during the non-breeding season when they dominate bird feeders with their numbers and voracious appetites. The plain brown females are easy to miss, while the males have a few distinct features, such as their dark throats. House finches are a species that looks rather similar to house sparrows, but notice the bright red chests of males. Like house sparrows and starlings, they aren't native to Ohio, originally being found in the southwestern United States. However, these peaceful finches aren't considered to be invasive, as they don't cause any harm or damage to humans or native Ohio wildlife. Killdeer are the most common shorebirds in Ohio, being observed in more than 19% of eBird checklists in the state. Males and females of these plovers look the same with their two dark breast bands and orange eye rings. This species overwinters in very small numbers in the state, but warm weather quickly prompts these birds to return in huge numbers. Anyone who has heard their namesake killdeer calls will concur that this species is aptly named. Downy woodpeckers are a tiny woodpecker species that Ohioans should know, as these delightful birds are the 10th most frequently observed bird in the state. Downy woodpeckers are adaptable birds that can be found in parks, forests, backyards, and even open areas devoid of any trees. They love visiting suet feeders. A bird that needs no introduction is the Canada goose. They're the 8th most frequently observed bird in Ohio, being found in a wide array of habitats year-round in the state. Male and female Canada geese look identical, and though we may be intimidated by their parenting tactics, there is no question they're some of the toughest bird parents around. Carolina wrens are charming little birds that are observed on about 25% of Ohio eBird checklists. Males and females look identical with their long tails, bold white eyebrows, and tawny undersides. They readily nest in birdhouses and wooded areas, and winter weather often prompts these birds to visit bird feeders where they look for suet and peanuts. Common grackles are large black bird species that may look drab at first glance, but when the sun catches them right, they show off gorgeous iridescent plumage. Although some may consider these birds to be nuisances due to their bold manners at feeders, they are a near-threatened species with much to love about them. Now for a bird whose behavior is completely opposite of the bold common grackle, the mourning dove. Mourning doves are bashful and peaceful birds that often flee the scene at the first signs of danger. They have a haunting song that many Buckeyes have surely heard, and many are lucky enough to see these wonderful doves looking for seeds under their bird feeders. Red-bellied woodpeckers are the most commonly observed woodpeckers in Ohio, beating out the downy woodpecker and being observed on more than 38% of Ohio eBird checklists. These medium-sized woodpeckers have black and white zebra streaking on their backs. Males have a full red cap, while females are limited to red on the backs of their heads. White-breasted nuthatches creep up trees like woodpeckers, but these stout songbirds are quite a bit different. Distinctions between male and female white-breasted nuthatches are subtle, with males having dark caps and females having gray. These cheeky birds love grabbing a seed or two from bird feeders before flying off to enjoy it elsewhere. Great blue herons are the largest bird that I've included on this list. These towering wading birds can be found in ponds, marshes, creeks, and lake shores. They often stand very still in shallow water as they wait to make a deadly strike on an unsuspecting frog or fish. Song sparrows are the most common Ohio sparrows, being the fourth most frequently observed bird in Ohio. Males and females are identical, with their streaked undersides and plumage featuring various browns and grays. Look for them in patches of tall grass or along the edges of wetlands. American robins are even more common than song sparrows, being second only to cardinals in terms of how frequently they're observed in Ohio. Contrary to the belief that they disappear for the winter, robins can actually be found throughout most of Ohio during this chilly time of year when they gather into flocks and dine on trees and shrubs that still have crops of berries. Mallards are familiar Ohio ducks with males sporting green heads and yellow bills, and females having brown plumage and orange bills. Males can be found just about anywhere with water, and they may even show up in strange places like backyards or atop buildings. Northern flickers are larger than both downy and red-bellied woodpeckers. Males and females can be separated by the mustache of males, a dark stripe extending from either side of the bill that's lacking in females. When they flush, a white rump is often visible on these birds. Red-winged blackbirds are ubiquitous birds that breed in just about any spot imaginable. Wetlands, tall grasses, ditches, and road medians. Males have the namesake red and orange wings, while females have drab-brown plumage to help them blend in and protect their young. Last but not least is the beautiful American goldfinch. Goldfinches are the sixth most commonly observed bird in Ohio, with males being bright yellow in the breeding season and females having greener plumage. Both transform into a drab olive-brown non-breeding plumage around September, but they continue delighting backyard birders when they visit bird feeders. I hope you enjoyed learning about 20 common birds in Ohio. If you did, then be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more informative bird content. You've been watching Worldwide Birder Classroom. Happy birding.